Here, we've got the rice over here, just done cooking that. We are sauteing some carrots here in this nice little pan, getting that ready to go. We've got scallions coming off over here. We got our egg ready to go here. We've got a mixture of sugar, soy sauce, ginger, and garlic. It's about to be an exquisite feast. Then, if we go in here, the day before I left, I put in here some short ribs in a marinade. They have been sitting in there for the last couple of days, and Jackson is pumped that the Bills are winning. Let's go! All right, so a lot of you have asked yourself, what has Jim got in this, well, I don't know, this little Tupperware thing? Like, what's going on in here? What could possibly, as Jackson says, oh, what? Got it. I'm going to pull it back. I'm going to slide it over here. We're going to do a quick reveal, okay? This is a mixture of ginger and garlic and beef short ribs. There's sugar in there. There's a whole apple in there, okay? So this is a piece of short rib. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get as much of this off as possible, because at this point I'm more concerned about that burning, and the flavor is already locked into the meat. So we're moving that. I'm going to move you over here so you can see where that's going. We're going to drop those in here quickly as possible. Don't have any heat going on that yet. Now I do. You're going to hear it. It's going to start to sizzle. These are super, super thin, and if you're me, you've already ripped one of them. We'll throw that in there. They are created by basically unpacking a beef short rib and cutting it so that it unfolds rather than staying folded up. You can see that I've got quite a few of these, working those all into the pan. They've got a lot of fat on them. Before this gets crackling or popping, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna throw a bunch of water in here. So this is what we've got. This is our group of short ribs, which are a little bit less than the video. I'm gonna keep this in case I wanna use this a little bit later on. Okay, so next step, I'm gonna keep this on high heat. You can hear a little bit of sizzle. And I'm gonna pour a little bit of water in here. You know, water can get no hotter than its boiling point, which means that is gonna give this a chance to render some of that fat up there. And I'll do a little time lapse here so you can see what happens over the next couple of minutes. All right, we have been, it's not like a braise, but we put them in kind of like a wet, dry cooking scenario. They've been in here for, I would say max, oh, I'm starting to get a little browning there on the meat there. Pretty excited about that. These have been in here for a max of 5 minutes. Super thin cut, lots of fat on these short ribs. Very excited about that. Yeah, actually starting to get a little brown, a little color on them. Put them on high heat for quite a while when we had water in there. But now that the water, we just let the water boil off. Now that we're down to just the fat, okay, it's rendering off. I've got the heat here at medium low. You can hear it starting to sizzle. One of the things I think that Adam taught me the most is that there's a difference between water boiling and fat sizzling or giving you that Maillard browning effect. So that's where we're at right now. Working on that. Super excited about these. Gonna trim the bone off of them. Gonna slice them across the direction of the muscle fiber. Super excited about this. Got this pan right here also ready to go of fried rice. So excited. Got some fresh scallions over here. They're ready to go. Not sure whether I'm gonna do some veggies and a little bit of that. But these are super exciting. You might ask yourself, what happens to a Korean short rib after it's been cooked? So we can see that on both sides, pretty brown, got some crispy bits. Excited about that. Anytime you get a little bit of crisp there, it builds a little bit of flavor. Let's see, that one looks exquisite. The bone is also going to add a little bit of flavor to what's happening there. Trying to get all of these out here. The last one, look at that. That's a lot of fat. Now, the difference is what I just put back there is that it's, ooh, look at that. And I hope you can see that. A little bit of pink in the middle, moving back out so it focuses. Looks pretty good. So we're just gonna cut it a little bit on the dais here. Give that some, there we go. A little bit more surface area. Looks really nice. But any of these that you're gonna pull out, beautiful color, a little bit of crisp on the top. And on top of that, absolutely exquisite. So I'm just gonna take this. So this is got a little bit of meat here on the bone. And the meat is actually on this side of the bone. So I'm gonna take that, set that bone up, shave that down the bone, because there's a little bit of fascia there as well. Get that cut off there so it's nice and clean. Take the rest of that, discard this. Get a couple of cuts there. Same scenario here once I get to the bone. But again, I'm cutting across the direction of the muscle fiber as much as possible to reduce the chewiness of anything that I've got here. Same thing here again. Work that down there off the bone. The rest of this looks like primarily a lot of fat, a little bit of meat. Okay, throw that over there. Same thing here. If you cut it at a nice angle like this, there we go, and that's what I'm talking about. See, I'm cutting it across the direction of the meat, not with the direction of the muscle fiber on the meat. Really nice. We're going to go ahead and trim this bone. Those two pieces, got a decent piece of meat on there. That down there. The rest of this is primarily connective tissue and fat. Not stuff that we're going to use. Last piece, I'm going to pull this one out here. Probably haven't been doing a good job with the camera here. I'm going to shave this piece of fat off the back of this because there's a lot of fat. Okay, so you can see I've taken most of the fat off there. I'm going to go ahead and continue to shave that off as best I can. Gives flavor, but I'm not trying to eat just fat. Helps to have a nice sharp knife. Doesn't have to be overly sharp. Okay, now I'm down to
just meat here. I'll move that over here into my meat pile, fat pile, and discards over here. Looks like very little meat on there. Let's get all that out. Just the meat. And that moves over into this pile. So there you go. Just cleaned ourselves up some Korean short ribs. Super excited about that. Excited to get that in there with a little bit of fried rice, a little bit of carrots, some scallions. It's gonna be epic. Now, here is hoping that the Bills win. Thank you guys.